Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcur YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I sure do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Also check out our Instagram at Carryandcut and our Patreon at Carryandcut. Really do appreciate all the support from the patrons out there. All the proceeds go directly back into the channel to buy new knives and new equipment to make the quality and the content better for you So today we're looking at another one of Jimmie Crowe's knives out of his personal collection. So Jimmy, really do appreciate it. This is the QSP Parrot. So this thing is definitely pretty sweet. Go ahead and get a close-up look at this thing. If you guys aren't familiar with QSP, it stands for quality, service, and price. So they want to give you a great quality product at good service, and they have a really good price on it. So speaking of price on this thing, we're looking at $28.20. And this actually came in some sort of like a jade translucent kind of color, but at least that's what I looked at on the Amazon listing that I'll have linked down in the description below. But Jimmy actually did a RIT dye on this one, so it was a RIT dye synthetic brown, but it feels like a nice micarta kind of. So I'm not really sure exactly what kind of handle material is on this one. I'll have to check in with Jimmy on that. But it feels like a micarta, kind of a mix with the G10, which is kind of, counterintuitive because it's completely two different materials there. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But I do know that it came in a jade G10 color. I want to say a jade G10 again, but a jade color that was able to be dyed. So I know there's only some sort of materials that can even be dyed. But this one got RIT dyed synthetic brown. Man, I'm really getting into the weeds with that one. Sorry, everybody. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at a pretty medium-sized all-go pocket knife on this one. We are looking at a liner lock. We have dual thumb stud deployment. We have D2 on the blade steel, and QSP does a fantastic job on their D2. I'm pretty sure it's probably a 59 to 61 if I had to guess myself. Did a little bit of testing on this thing. It is incredibly sharp. Let's go ahead and test that edge while we're at it, while we're talking about it. So slicing through paper like it's nobody's business, nice and easy. We do have a somewhat deep carry clip on it, but I really do like this clip. This clip has great retention on it, and it's not real wide and bulky. It's a really minimalistic thin pocket clip, which I really do like to see deep carry. But I'm pretty sure you could probably get aftermarket deep carry clip. I'm pretty sure Civivi clips might even work on this. It even looks like the same kind of spacing. But we do have T6 on the body screws, T6 on the clip screw, T8 in the pivot. This is going to be a captive pivot, so that's going to make it really easy to take apart. We do have a lanyard hole right there. Lanyard attachment point, so Steven, that's going to make you happy out there. Like I said, liner lock. We don't have the best access to the actual liner, but that's going to be debatable for person to person. That's not going to be too big of a setback, but it is not the roomiest. If you can see there really is there's a little bit of access to a lock bar, but not a crazy amount. We do have ball bearings in the pivot, so that's going to be pretty nice to see. But for the $28.20 that you're going to be able to get this thing for, under $30, you really can't complain too much. Exactly. And there really isn't even much to complain about there anyway. So we do have a full flat grind on this drop point, spear point-ish blade shape. I really do like this blade shape. It's going to be super useful for, day-to-day tasks. Drop points, spear points are going to be my, favorite blade shapes for EDC, and most of my collection is kind of revolved around a drop point blade style, blade shape. So that's pretty cool. Do have some really nice aggressive jimping up here at the top of the spine. It's a really good traction on it. If you really dig your finger in there, it'll leave some thumbprints, some marks in your thumb, if you can see that right there. So that's pretty cool. The studs kind of have the same kind of stepped, if you guys can see that. My camera does not want to focus. Kind of hard to focus in on that there. But they are nice and stepped, and that makes it for really good traction on the actual thumb stud itself. I think I went over the ball bearings and the pivot. Lockup's about around 30% probably, I would say. Centering is dead on right down the middle, what we like to see. So let's go ahead and get a weight on this thing if we don't. Why don't we? Let's get Miss Carryandcut's kitchen scale. Did a little bit of customization on the kitchen scale here. Threw some stickers from all the reputable companies that I like to recommend. Got the Spyderco, Civivi, OCD for EDC. They make some great tools, and of course got a rep Carryandcut. Then TRM, another great company, USA made. Love their stuff. So we're looking at 2.8 ounces. That's going to be pretty cool. Really do like to see that. Plus, we don't have any internal milling or no weight relief on the inside of the handle, so that's kind of crazy that we're actually at that light, 2.8 ounces for a knife that has no weight relieving. So that's pretty cool. Let's go and see here what we got going on for overall length. Overall length is almost 7¼ inches, really close to it, a little over 7 1/8, but almost 7¼ blade length is coming in at almost, probably about 3 1/8 if I had to say. Maybe, I don't know, 3 3/8, something around there. Sharpened edge is just at 3 inches. That's going to be pretty nice. So you have your, knife laws in your local states or wherever you are dictate that you have to have a 3-inch knife. This one's going to be right on the borderline. I'm not sure if I would actually carry this one, but it's going to be definitely pretty close. Carry profile, it's not too wide in the pocket. Definitely not going to take up too much room. We're looking at just about a 1/2 inch, so it's not the thinnest knife in the world, that's for sure. Like up against the TRM Neutron 2 here, we're just over 1/3 of an inch. So if you can kind of see the difference right there, that's an incredible difference. So let's go ahead and do some size comparison on this thing. While we have the TRM out, we'll just go ahead and use that one right there. If you guys have one of these, we're pretty much in the same exact ballpark. Love this size of knife. 3.25 is about my favorite, but that'll definitely be a pretty good comparison right there. How about the Spyderco Delica? This is definitely a well-known, more known knife than probably the TRM, so we're definitely at a pretty similar size right there. How about the CJRB Hectare? This is a pretty new one, but a lot of people are getting this one. Pretty similar right there. And how about, let's go ahead and do a Benchmade 940. A lot of people seem to have this one too, and it's pretty well known. So we're definitely going to be smaller than 940. So overall thoughts and opinions on this one right here. I do like it. The QSP, they had a great run with their Penguin knives, and they still are having a great run with them. They have cheap ones, they have expensive ones, and it's kind of the same thing going on with this. I'm not sure if they actually have expensive models for this one or not, but this is definitely a great entry point if you guys would like to get into collecting knives. QSP is definitely a great brand to look into. I know there's a whole bunch of other ones out there, but they're definitely hitting a lower price point with great materials and great quality for their products. So that kind of goes with the QSP name. I'm definitely not affiliated with QSP by any stretch of the imagination. They did not send this knife to me. Jimmie Crowe sent this knife to me, and I know he paid full price out of his own pocket for this knife. So definitely pretty cool. I would definitely look into getting one of these if you guys are in the ballpark of getting a new knife that you want to spend under $30 on, and you like not flipper tabs, but you like thumbs to deployment liner locks, then look no further. This knife will definitely have you covered on every aspect that you need a knife to do. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for the disassembly and maintenance video on this thing coming up. It'll be the next video you see, actually. So Jimmy, I want to give a huge shout out to you for sending this knife over to us, and till next time, really do appreciate it. Thanks.